Use it or lose it. Most of us who are lucky enough to have paid sick time know that phrase. And when we quit a job, most of us do not get paid for sick days we haven't used. But two public employees found a way to cash in on unused sick time that you have to pay for. Matt Grubb zeroes in on the Public Regulation Commission. He's on special assignment.
Start asking tough questions.
I'm Matt Grubb with Channel 13.
Yes.
And I know you're not able to speak.
I don't want to be interviewed.
Of the people in power at the Public Regulation Commission.
Does it seem right to you, just kind of morally and ethically, that you would get paid for 2 months of sick leave when you're not sick?
And it seems you won't get many answers.
Sir, I'm in the commissioner's office.
But in the case of two PRC employees who took weeks of sick leave right before they left their jobs, the record speaks for itself. July 6th, then Chief of Staff Vince Martinez lets commissioners know Utility Division Director Dwight Lamberson is leaving. His last day will be the 23rd. Unremarkable, right? Then Martinez adds, quote, at which time he will begin taking some of his leave. But Lamberson's last day wasn't until 8 weeks later, and he wrote out his time using sick leave, which he's not supposed to be able to do. 320 hours, more than $13,000, and there's no evidence he was ever sick.
I mean, to pay somebody sick leave that is not actually ill is a travesty, because you've got to remember that it's taxpayer money that we're talking about here.
Valerie Espinoza, the only PRC commissioner who would interview with us, said it's a morale crusher for employees who play by the rules.
How do they feel? It's not fair, it's not right.
The regulations, laws, and rules we looked at said Lamberson shouldn't have been paid a dime for his unused sick leave. State law bans paying employees for sick time until after they've amassed 600 hours. That's 75 days, and Lamberson wasn't close. Neither was former hearing officer Elizabeth Size. When she left on the last day of July, she was out of sick leave. That's because she called in sick on 13 of her final 24 workdays. What's more, on her last 2 days, Size's time card shows she was sick, on vacation, and somehow also in the office. The rewards, a whopping 29 hours of pay for 2 days of work.
Any idea how that happened?
That's remarkable.
We couldn't track down Elizabeth Size, and the PRC would not explain her strange pay situation. We did catch up with Dwight Lamberson on the phone to ask him how he got paid for all that sick leave.
And you said that's a routine practice at the PRC. Do you know of anyone else who was able to do that?
Lamberson couldn't answer that question, and even he was surprised at how much he'd been paid for his sick leave.
$14,000. I mean, do you think that that's fair? $14,000 in sick leave. I mean, you get taxed on that. For 8 weeks, yeah.
But he hung up when we asked him if cashing out sick time while still on the job,
Dwight, you still there?
Was fair. Vince Martinez is gone too. The current chief of staff, Andrea Delling, would only say in an email that Martinez had ordered the HR department to approve Lamberson's sick time and that she is doing things differently. For Espinoza, it's another embarrassment for an agency with an embarrassing past. An unlicensed engineer in charge of pipeline safety, the gas card theft of Commissioner Jerome Block, the chief of staff who sent an employee on a personal errand almost 200 miles away.
These are black eyes that don't seem to go away.
In Santa Fe, Matt Grubbs, KRQE News 13.
After we asked about the status of a state personnel board inquiry into that sick leave, staffers completed the investigation. They found the arrangement likely violates state rules, but because it had been approved by supervisors, it would be up to the commission to investigate itself. You can read those findings online and learn more about the case on our KRQE app.